Welcome to the Salty Chip Podcast, where you're always coming back for more, with your hosts Mackenzie and Isaac.
This week on Real Housewives of OC, the opening scene was with Gretchen and Jen sitting at lunch together. And they were talking about Tamara sleeping with Jeff Timmons, the 98 Degrees singer. And this is who is rumored to be in the audio SoundCloud song with Tamara where they're hooking up and then she sings the song.
The major hit, No Hate, Celebrate, or whatever it's called.
Celebrate, no hate. It is hilarious. I cannot wait till we show y'all that part. So anyways, Gretchen was saying that Emily and Heather were loving the tea on Tamara during the Spend the Night episode.
Which they were. Of course. That's all they do together is all of them. So, that shouldn't come to a shock to any of the girls.
Yeah. And then, during that episode, Gretchen called Slade, and Slade mentions that they were having sex on the audio, recording, and spilled all of that. And Gretchen was upset that
she's kind of full of shit with that, though, because before they called him, when she first brought it up in the car, she mentions that's when Tamara was having sex with that producer. She mentions it first.
That's right.
And because that's why they have a recording of her singing. Right. But then she tries to blame it all on Slade. Like, I was just talking about her singing, but Slade brought it up, and it's like, you're so full of shit, Gretchen. You brought it up first,
That's right. And that's interesting that he would then also bring it up. So I'm wondering, did they plan to bring it up?
No, I don't think they plan to bring it up. I think that's just the whole context of it in their mind. So that's how they tell the story. That's why they're in the booth. That's why she was even over there at that guy's house. Because it's a studio in his house, But yeah, she totally tried to blame it on Slade and act like, I didn't want to bring that up at all. And I was really upset he brought that up. But she's the one who said it first in the car when she first brought it up at all, know? Because Emily was like, why was Tamara making a song? And she was like, it's when she was banging, and it bleeps out his name.
Yes. Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, but when I saw that, I was like, oh, she's so full of it. Yeah. And that's Gretchen for you. She's always lying all the time.
Yeah. And I do think that she does believe her own lies at
1,000%. Yeah. 1,000%. She believes them all.
Yeah. And so Gretchen then brings up that Tamara screaming in her face, F you. At the lunch after their little... it was their self-defense class. Yeah, self-defense class. And how traumatic it was for her. And it's just been, I think 13 years now of them having this feud together.
They are in a straight up old school style blood feud. Yeah. Their kids are going to feud and their kids are going to feud.
Right. It's wild.
It is crazy. They just hate each other.
They do. And so Gretchen is not going to be going to Tamara's cake decorating party that will be at the end of this episode because Tamara actually uninvited her at the lunch the day before. After she, or before, I guess
I think she storms back in. No, because they showed it in this episode. She storms back in after all that and is like, by the way, I'm having a cake decorating party. Everyone's invited but you. And then storms out again.
Yeah, that's so funny.
It's crazy.
So now the scene changes to Tamara is decorating her patio for the cake decorating party that she's going to host. And she is talking to her husband, Eddie, there. And she says that she thinks Shannon and her are kind of moving in a better direction. She felt like Shannon kind of gave her an olive branch. Shannon texted her some options for a cancer treatment programs for her friend Teddy.
Yeah.
And said thinking of Teddy, keeping her in my prayers. So Tamara kind of has taken that as oh, maybe we are moving on. Yeah. To be
it's
more
not
cordial.
Total bad blood hate hating each other, you know, like, hey, thinking about you, maybe you can share this with Teddy, you know, supporting you.
Yeah. And so then she goes on to mention the rumor about her and Jeff Timmons hooking up, and that all the ladies are talking about it, and that Jen went and followed Jeff Timmons after this rumor had come out about Tamara.
Yeah.
And Tamara knows that because Jeff Timmons' wife had text Tamara saying...
like a screenshot
of
it.
Saying, Jen now just all of a sudden follows my husband. And I think that's pretty funny. I mean, her and Jen are supposed to be going in a better direction. Does this help? Probably not.
Probably not.
But are they really ever going to be in a better direction?
No.
Like, genuinely?
So. No, Tamara will always not like Jen.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, because she wanted Ryan and Jen got him, and she's like, we'll never let that go. We'll never admit it, but wouldn't ever like her, like, closely.
Well, it's, you know, at that time in Tamara's life, she was still married to her husband.
She's leaving Simon. They do say there's some overlap with Simon and Eddie.
But then she's also trying to get with Ryan, which is Jen's soon-to-be husband. And she's getting with Jeff Timmons. So she was, like, going around town at that time.
She was getting it on all over, you know. Being very messy.
Yeah. So then she goes on to say that she heard about some of the things that have been said about her behind her back, and how Heather hasn't really stood up for her, and that she feels like Heather just doesn't want to get in the middle of things and doesn't want to get into arguments. And then she tells Eddie, I believe it says, a friend to everyone is a friend to no one.
Yeah. Which there's like an element of truth in that, but also Tamara has no right saying that because she like burns her friends all the time and is like totally crazy, you know? So it's like, but there is like, you know, truth to that kind of thing, you know?
Heather has stood by her, I would say, for last season and this season. And I think now it's kind of unraveling a little bit. And as we see at the cake decorating party, things do fall apart.
Yeah.
But it will be interesting to see how their relationship, you know, progresses as the season kind of comes to end.
We got to be getting close to now. I bet there's like maybe 2 or 3 episodes left, you know.
Mm-hmm. So now we see Heather meeting up with Shannon. They are doing, I think it's called Kensuke. It's where they break a piece of pottery and then glue it back with gold glue. And it's supposed to make like...
It actually looks pretty cool. It's like, it probably would be like kind of fun to do and would be like a cool little like piece to have.
Right, right. I love that idea. And so, of course, they are talking about the recording of Tamara and Jeff Timmons and if either of them had heard it because, you know, supposedly they were having sex on the recording.
Moan singing.
And then Heather tries to like, you know, emulate and moan sing, and it's just so cringeworthy.
You can tell she's just like being funny and like, you know, it was good to like see her kind of being more like that. Like,
being silly.
She's always so prim and proper,
she
you know?
is, kind of letting loose a little bit, laughing a little bit. And then Shannon actually starts to tell Heather that a lot of the girls are talking about her behind her back, kind of making fun of her. Heather said that she was going to be starting comedy classes, and everyone thought that was just really funny because they don't see any type of like comedy with Heather.
Like they only see Heather as like a mega rich woman who's like has insane houses and $50,000 Nobu parties. Like they don't see her as like a driven woman or like an artistic woman or a creative woman, you know, kind of thing.
Right. And of course this really upsets Heather because she's like, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. They should just support me because they're my friends.
Yeah, she's like, if I sucked at comedy and went to take a class, it should be like, that's good. You're trying to get better at something.
Right.
Like, I hope you do get better, you know, kind of thing.
And it shows like the girls like kind of laughing about it, saying Terry would be a better comedian than Heather,
which he is pretty funny. Yeah. Like, he is a true showman.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But, you know, I do feel bad for Heather. I think the girls kind of dig at her
all the time.
Every time they can.
Over anything.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. And she does kind of have like a target on her back.
And it's always stupid petty shit. They can never actually dig at her for a character flaw.
Right.
Like, you're super dishonest, or you're really mean, or you rage out, or you get too wasted. Like, so they always have to like pick on some like superficial, like,
non-issue.
your IMDb page sucks, or like, oh, you monogram too many things, you know, kind of thing. Like, always just these petty, stupid, like, you just sound jealous. Honestly, is like what it all seems like.
So I'm sure Heather probably went home and was like starting to reel about that. But,
I bet she was pissed.
Yeah. So next, we see Gina popping into a boutique with Emily, and they are shopping for floral dresses for Tamara's cake decorating party because it's like spring fling themed.
Yeah.
And they are also talking about Jeff Timmons from 98 Degrees and Tamara hooking up on the audio file. The housewives just can't get enough of this rumor. It was,
it's a crazy one.
Yeah, you know? It took over this episode. So they then went on to say how old they were when they each went to the 98 Degrees concert. And that, like, it's honestly kind of a flex because he was really hot back in the day.
They all like crush on him.
Yeah, he was a heartthrob.
A boy band star, you know. Tons of girls all over the country probably crushing all over him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was like the height of boy band times, you know. And so Emily then also goes on to say that she would never trust Tamara with any type of sensitive information.
Yes, and that's what they both mentioned at the sleepover too. Mm-hmm. Like Emily and Gretchen were talking with Heather, or Gretchen asked both of them, "Would you ever trust Tamara?" And both of them said, "Never tell her something you would be scared she'd use against you." Basically, you know.
Yep. So I can't imagine that is going to go over well later in this episode. And then they pan over to Jen, and she takes her son Dawson to go get his first tattoo. So he gets 4 7s over his heart. And she has mixed feelings about him going into the Marines. She thinks that he's going to come out changed, and he's going into recon missions. So it is a very intense...
That's like what he wants to do. Be like the special forces, hardcore kind of thing.
So she is having a lot of emotion about how is my child going to come out of this not severely traumatized.
Yeah, I'm sure it is like a very mixed emotion thing of like you're totally worried about that. And then on the other hand too, like it is a very honorable thing. Like it, you know, there has to be some sort of pride of like, even though I wouldn't want him to do that, it's like a very honorable thing for him to be like, I want to put myself out there to fight for the ideals we all try to live by here. You know?
It is extremely honorable. And you, as a mom, you would feel very proud.
Yeah. And you're like, you know, you would feel, you don't want your kid to do that, but somebody's kid has to do that. Yeah. Lots of people's kids have to do that for us to live. So, you know, like, so on the other hand, it's, I'm sure it's just a lot of mixed feelings, you know?
Right. So you kind of see her, you know,
dealing with that, kind of trying to wrestle with it.
Yeah. And then she goes on to ask, she has her older son there as well. She asks her 2 boys, what do you think about me marrying Ryan? And at the beginning, their dad actually sat them down and said, Ryan is the man who stole your mom from me.
He's the reason the family blew up. Yeah. It's terrible. Hate him.
Yeah. So it was rocky at the beginning. But then Ryan said, don't worry about it. I'm going to continue to show up, and I'm going to continue to support your kids. And they will see as time goes on and things will change. And that's exactly what happened.
He gets that. You can't go tell them, I'm a good guy. I'm going to be a good guy. I'm just going to live and they'll see. Nobody needs to go talk to them or tell them anything.
Right.
Let's just live and they'll see who I am.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. And so they give her their blessing, and they're
now
excited,
they're all like, we love Ryan. Like,
yeah.
he's like, super nice, super supportive. He loves our mom, really takes
Right.
care of her,
Right.
And it's funny with Ryan, like, when they first came on the show, and this is how I can tell Tamara's just so bitter that Jen got him. She wanted to destroy his character so bad with all this crazy stuff. But the longer he's been on the show, like, he does seem like a very normal dude, and he is just like really likes Jen and like,
provides a great life for her.
And and all of the kids
the
kids like him and listen to him. Like, it's just like he looks like a normal good partner kind of thing. Like, not crazy, not insane.
Right.
Even when he's getting major railed by Tamara, he's not losing his cool.
Right.
Like, so and that probably pisses her off even more.
And so at the beginning, when they were getting divorced, the ex-husband was supposed to pay, child support or alimony, and he wouldn't. And so Ryan actually stepped up and paid for all 5 of her children, all the stuff that they needed, and gave them a roof over her head, provided a car, everything.
Yeah.
So he actually has kind of turned out to be a pretty good guy. So anyways, then we see the tattooing take place, right? And Dawson seems to kind of get a little funky, disoriented, just kind of out of it. And then he like passes out in the tattooing chair. And it was really
it's like full-blown
crazy.
Fainting.
Yeah, like,
but
I thought he was having a seizure at first.
It does look like that, and it's like, because I've fainted getting my blood drawn, and I thought I had a seizure because it's like sometimes in movies or something, it's just like, oh, but like it is like a weird, like, you are kind of like shaking, trying to like not faint into it, like, so I think it was just like a faint, not like a seizure or anything, but it looked crazy.
It was. And Jen,
and you could see how pale he got. Like, even on the camera, you could see like, whoa, he like, it was interesting.
It is. Jen was freaking out. What's happening? Oh my God.
Yeah.
And the tattoo lady goes, it's okay. Sometimes this happens when people get tattoos, and they put, I think, like alcohol in front of his nose to wake him up, and they just had him sit there, and I think gave him some
water or something.
Water,
hey,
But I mean, she was panicking.
And he was probably like, oh my gosh, like my first tattoo, I have to faint. My mom's in there, she's freaking out. The tattoo artists are probably going to be telling that story. You're just like, oh, that's not the like vibe I was going for.
It's not. Like, I've gotten 6 tattoos. I've never come close to passing out. And one of them, I was sitting in the chair for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like, not even close to passing out. So it's not that manly.
He's like, oh.
But in like the Marines, you're gonna probably be put through way more shit. So hopefully you don't like pass out. And kind of make like not a fool of yourself, but
no, I know what you're saying. You don't want to do anything where people are gonna be putting you lower on the totem pole and be like, oh, we can fuck with this guy.
Yeah. So that was so funny though. And then we get to see a little home action with Emily and Shane as they do dinner time with their twin boys, Luke and Keller. So Luke is the one that she stresses out about a lot with his eating disorder. And he went and got some testing, and this is kind of his diagnosis. So he has a learning disability, anxiety, ADHD, OCD, dyslexia, eating disorder, and could possibly be on the spectrum for autism.
I mean, that list is so big. I don't want to get too much into it all, but them telling you all of those, you're like, okay, I don't know.
Well, that seems to be Shane's.
I relate to Shane on that of like, I'm sure they want to give him the whole host of problems, so we're buying all this shit from him all the time, and we can't do anything without having them give us and tell us how, and it's like,
I think they said the main focus right now is getting his learning disability on track, like coming up with a plan on how to teach him and handle his learning disability, because that is the one thing that is holding him back the most in school. All the other things will come later.
Would they even say he had all the other things if he was where he was supposed to be in school?
Maybe
probably
not.
not. I feel like they probably wouldn't, and they're just throwing this whole book of diagnoses at him, and it's like, oh, give this kid a chance, man. Like,
I don't know. Maybe once they figure out how to teach him with his dyslexia and his ADHD and get all of that on track, the behavior will maybe fall in line after that. Maybe things will change once they figure out a individual plan
once they
for him.
Once they just figure out what's going to work for him,
And she said Shane not being so cold and being more emotionally available for his son helped him a lot.
She said he would withhold affection and praise because he didn't like the behavior and thought that would communicate, don't behave like that, behave differently.
But it made things worse.
Yeah.
So now he is more affectionate and praising him, and he has noticed a big change in Luke's behavior. And just the stress between Emily and Shane now has kind of gone down a little bit.
Yeah.
But Emily does question about her parenting, and she says, he is in the 4th grade, and I didn't know that he didn't know how to read. I mean, how sad is that?
And that is sad, that's kind of my point of the whole, we know he's all of these disorders and all these spectrums, but I didn't know he couldn't read in the 4th grade. No, go fix that first. And it's that thing, the kids are probably off at school all day. They see him just a couple hours between school and bedtime and all this stuff. They don't know what is actually the deal with them.
Yeah.
And you didn't know till 4th grade. And I'm sure they go to some kind of fancy private school. I find it hard to believe the teachers were not
reaching out.
Hey, we're in 2nd grade now, and he really is not reading where he should be. Hey, we're in 3rd grade now, and he's not even reading where he should have been in 2nd grade or 1st grade.
Yeah.
Hey, lady, we're in 4th grade. I've been telling you for freaking years.
Yeah.
We need to get something going here. And so
something definitely is going on with Emily and her parenting. I don't know if it's because she hasn't assessed her trauma from her own childhood, and it kind of puts up a block or barrier for her to progress with her own family, but it is alarming that she didn't know, and she knows that. And for the therapist said that he has his strongest bond with Emily, and for Emily to not know that type of information
read
about
in 4th grade
about her kid, and that is the strongest bond she has with that's the person she has the strongest bond with, and she didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's
that's weird. That shows me that even a strong bond in that household is very,
and that for me, it's just go focus on that in your relationship before you start saying he's got ADD, OCID, dislike. It's just oh my God. I'm sure he obviously does have some learning difficulties, but the fact that it's gone on this long, you didn't even know till 4th grade, those are all symptoms of this. Yeah. So you don't go try to do all this craziness with that. Go focus on this and being closer and being more involved and they have the resources. They could have had a tutor the second they knew he was falling behind reading for 30 minutes. It's only 30 minutes a day they can even really do it, Well,
I agree. So I have dyslexia, and we knew straight up in 1st grade, when you are learning how to read, the kids who are getting it and the kids who just straight up are not getting it.
Yeah.
And my parents were well aware of it at 1st grade. And the school does let you know. So the fact that either she's ignored the school or left it up to Shane, and Shane didn't want to do anything about it.
Yeah.
But I guarantee that school has contacted them probably many, many times.
Yeah. And even if they didn't know it was officially dyslexia, they would be it's apparent it's harder for him to read than others. And it doesn't come as naturally. So he needs the extra attention. Yeah. And they can do it. They could get a tutor. They could homeschool. They could be way more involved, kind of thing.
But they choose not to be.
Yeah. So it's just, so I'm go get more involved before you're going to start getting him on all these pills for all these different things from all these different doctors. And then it's going to get real crazy. You know? But enough on that.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you do need the medication to help, stay focused. But I think that they do need to just work on their family dynamics. I think a lot of stress that kids go through is from that.
I just need to spend more time.
Yeah.
Then they'd be knowing more of where they're at. And
right.
They would have even picked up on it.
Right.
Like, so it's just a weird thing of like, yeah, like you can't be that involved if it's all of this has happened and you I had no clue he had any. It's like, what?
Well, and she said it herself that it was sad. So hopefully she will be.
And this is not a knock on her saying she's a bad mom or any of that, like definitely, everybody just trying to do the best they can with how they were raised and what they think is right, know, or whatever. So,
And now we have the event. It's the cake decorating party at Tamara's house. And Emily shows up first, and she kind of comes in hot.
She does. She comes in, like, ready to stir some shit up.
She's, like, aggressive and angsty.
Yeah.
And, I've noticed she's been like that the past 2 seasons
She
now.
is. And didn't Gina kind of call that out? Like, she's definitely, like...
changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that. So, Emily then tells Tamara that her, Gretchen, and Heather... we're playing a game the night of the spend the night at Heather's apartment. And the question was, who do you trust the least? And Emily then goes to tell Tamara that they said Tamara.
Yeah.
That we wouldn't share sensitive information with her. And Tamara is just immediately like upset, in shock, which is melting down.
Terrible timing of Emily. You're walking in, you're the first person to the party, the host, and you're like, by the way, we all said we trust you the least. It's like, that is not a good way for the host to go greet the other guests that are going to be showing up.
I agree. It's not at all. I was actually shocked that Emily played it like that.
I think maybe she thought she wasn't going to get so upset and maybe just wanted to like bring it up because she knew it was filmed and would come out eventually. So it was just kind of trying to like bring it up the next time she saw her.
Yeah.
And just maybe misread the room or I don't know. But it was like, why would you start like that?
So then Emily goes on to tell Tamara, she said, if I tell you my deep secrets or things that are going on, then we have a falling out and you get upset with me, you will probably then go share all those secrets with either people I don't like or to the public.
Totally. You'll wield it against me.
Yes. And so therefore, that reason, that's why I wouldn't share anything with you. And Tamara is just like shocked and taken back. And she's like, I've never done anything to you.
Which is not true.
Not true.
But
She's done something to everyone.
That's what's weird, like how shocked she's acting that someone would feel that way when it's like, why would you be shocked like that?
Yeah.
Like, you fight all the time with these women. You've done all sorts of crazy stuff. I mean, like, she probably would have acted that shocked if Jen was like, I don't trust you either. And she was trying to destroy Ryan for like 2 years.
Right.
It's like, what?
Yeah. No, and she does come for everyone, So then let's see. Emily says that Tamara plays the victim, and then Tamara like storms upstairs crying.
And while all this is going on, the cake baker lady is in there like mixing up icing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is going to be a great
this is
decorating
so
party.
Awkward,
Yeah.
And then it pans to Emily in a confessional, and Emily's like, I mean, there's rumors about my husband cheating on me. I don't know where those came from. Kind of insinuating maybe Tamara made it up.
Which, like, Tamara totally would make something up like that,
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't put it past her. And then Gina shows up, and Emily has to fill her in. And then Tamara comes down, and she's passive-aggressive, not really talking to them, very short and all this stuff. And then Emily says sorry, and then, things about Jeff Timmons gets brought up. And Tamara says that she never slept with him, but she could have easily. And then Tamara tells them that she talked to the guy's wife and Jen just started following him. So now Tamara's kind of telling all the women about that. And then Gina said that she wished that Tamara slept with him because that was like the hot guy.
It was like her boy band crush, you know?
So then Jen arrives, Shannon arrives, and Tamara brings up that she is going to be meeting up with Katie for lunch the next day.
Yeah.
So we do see Katie at least one more time.
And they all get pissed at that. So there does seem like there's an element of maybe all the other girls are refusing to film with her, and that's why she's not been in episodes. But Tamara's willing to go meet with her, so they're going to film with her, you know, kind of thing.
Right. Well, Emily especially is pissed off by this. She goes, like, if you're going to sit down with her, like, I don't agree with that. And now you wonder why I don't trust you. You do things like this. This is exactly why I don't trust you.
But I'm glad Tamara's doing it because she says, like, she knows Gretchen told Katie that, which I think everybody knows. I think everybody who watches at this point knows Gretchen 1,000% has said that to people. Mm-hmm. It's on camera, her saying it to people. She said that to Katie. Like, that's a fact.
Yeah, so the reason why Tamara wants to get to, like, the bottom of it all is because she said if Gretchen's making those claims are illegal. So I'm thinking,
so she's trying to like.
So I'm thinking, is Tamara planning to
trying to sue her, get some money back from the defamation cases she's lost?
Slade and them know this, so that is why they are deny.
And we're calling
hold
everyone.
The front line.
You can't say anything. You can't say anything.
Like, because it's like legalities.
But then it just makes no sense because Gretchen herself told Tamara, "I went to the hospital afterwards."
Yeah, and now Gretchen is saying that she misspoke.
It's so like, oh my God.
It was not a misspeak.
No.
Like, it was clearly she said that. And then she messed up. And then you can tell right after that, she tried to backtrack, tried to do this, calling all the husbands, getting all the husbands on the same page. So I think that's why Tamara wants to meet up with Katie. That's why she wants to know and get to the bottom of it. But then all the women accuse Tamara of now using Katie to fit Tamara's narrative to go against Gretchen.
Which they're like, two things can be true at once. You know, we can walk and chew gum. Like, there is definitely an element of she wants, for sure, it's going to bolster her narrative. But I think there's also an element of like a realization, like, we totally annihilated this girl when everyone is lying on this shit. Yeah. You know, but Katie's the only one who's getting freaking blasted, like, to the max, you know?
Yeah. And now Shannon and Tamara get into it about Tamara knowing that Shannon also said that Tamara was untrustworthy and she wouldn't, share any valuable information with her.
Which is ridiculous. Again, she spent the whole last season being like, you're an alcoholic, you're a drunk, you're this. And then she's like, why won't you tell me your, like, vulnerabilities? It's like, because I'd be a freaking idiot too.
Right.
You know?
And then it kind of changes over to Heather being upset with all the women and with Tamara and with Gina about them making fun of her about her comedy stuff that's coming up. And Heather's like, I used to be on sitcoms and, I've done comedy before and all this stuff.
Which she did, and she was on
Gina's
that
like, what,
thing?
when I was in 4th grade? Just kind of being like that,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, they don't... Because she is old, like, they don't see her for any of her life outside of being mega wealthy with Terry and them, like, doing huge houses and huge crazy parties. They cannot picture her in any other form. Right.
Right. That is very true. And then Gina just eventually, wants just to have the argument stop. So she's like, I'm sorry. You're my funny friend now. Like.
And to Gina's credit, like, when they talked about it, she wasn't like, oh my God, she's so like, she's basically just saying, like, I've never seen her like that's shocking to you. Or, like, like, that takes me back because, like, if you asked me to guess that, I would never guess that. Yeah. Kind of thing.
Which, I mean, true.
Which is fair. It's not like she was, like, hating on her and being total mean girl. Like, she's the most unfunny person I've ever met. Why would she have,
Yeah. So then they finally get to decorate their cake, and you can just tell Emily's kind of in this like sour bad mood.
Dude, she's just like angsty. I feel like she has like a lot of tension from all the stuff going on like in her personal life, but maybe she can't really like take it out on Shane, or like he doesn't maybe put up with her like offloading it onto him, so she's got to like take it to her friends or something and just like sort of like dig into them,
Yeah, she does. She has a lot.
There's, like you said, there's some
going
angst.
on.
There's some like a real angsty like lashing out.
Yeah, it's definitely a vibe that I wouldn't want to be around.
No,
you know, like she just seems like she's about to blow.
Yeah.
But then when they are done doing their cakes, they're standing around, and Tamara goes and pulls out this blown up screenshot of Jeff Timmons' wife texting Tamara saying that Jen now follows Jeff after all these rumors have come out.
Yeah.
And Jen's like, yeah, I did. Like, y'all have stuff going on between y'all. I want to know what's going on. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And of course, Tamara's freaking out, making it a big deal because she just doesn't like Jen.
Yeah, and she's just trying to deflect and, you know, like, and yeah, Tamara, her ego's so big, she's like, for this thing that happened so long ago, 3 episodes ago, she's pulling out fatty photos of Jen. It's like, Tamara, like, everyone sees you for who you are.
And then, Jen kind of just walks away. I think she goes outside. She's like, I'm not dealing with this. And Tamara's like, yeah, you're always running away from everything, you know. And then she starts to cry and saying towards Heather that she doesn't know why Heather can't trust her, that her feelings are hurt, that she's not being supportive towards Tamara. And Tamara then doesn't want to be in the group anymore. She threatens to
quit the show,
walk off, leave, all of that.
Which is, Heather's like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, how am I supposed to trust somebody who the second it's like, oh yeah, I'll abandon you and let you get fed to the wolves, they jump on it, and then they're like, but you don't trust me? It's like, no, of course not. Like, you've proven time and time again, it would be a grave mistake to trust you, you know?
So Tamara is worked up yet again at this party, and her and Heather are fighting, and then all the ladies are just like, we need to leave. Like, we got to get out of here.
They can tell it's at that point where, like, it is just going to keep spiraling worse and worse.
Yeah.
Like, it's time to go.
Yeah, exactly. So, check out this clip.
Are you going to talk, or...
The fact that both of you would say that you can't trust me. It's up.
This is a great example. You doing this, constantly quitting, getting so angry.
I'm dealing with the most difficult thing in my life right now, and you are not helping.
Oh my God. Do you see the visceral reaction from I don't trust me? It's a great cookie. Well, I opened it up. Great cookie. Well, looks like a little capsule. It's a little dry. Maybe a little milk.
Thank you for being a friend. Thank you. Thank you for understanding, too. I appreciate it.
I know that you are upset. We should talk about this another time.
Sure. Have a great season. I'm done.
Okay.
Absolutely done. Hope you're happy with yourself.
It's late. We're all here.
We're
Her
ready.
kitchen's a mess.
We're ready.
She's upset.
Yeah. We're ready.
We just need to go.
What the f is happening?
She just quit again.
Tamara is so insane.
Yeah.
She's like, I've never been mean to you. It's like, do you hear yourself?
Yeah.
Do you have like any idea of who you are? Like,
No, she doesn't. She doesn't, because I think she only goes to therapy while she's on the TV show.
Yes.
So, like, what, twice now in her whole life?
And how Heather responds to her, it's like how a child, like you would respond to a child. You're like, that is patently false.
Yeah.
Like, that's so not true. Let's get back to reality here.
Yeah,
You know?
It is. And so now let's get into this much awaited audio file that's been talked about all episode, most of the season. This is with Tamara Judge and Jeff Timmons from 98 Degrees. They are supposedly hooking up at the beginning of this. You can hear them kind of flirting and talking and saying some stuff. And then it goes on to her singing. It's like for a no hate campaign. It happened.
Wasn't it like a Kim Kardashian campaign or something?
A lot
like
of
that?
famous people did it. It's no hate with the tape over the mouth. So here it is.
Get up in and don't laugh. Right in there. Right here.
Okay. I can't do it.
Yes, you can. Jesus Christ. Okay. That motion. Right in here.
I'm sorry, stop fucking me. I feel like a retard.
You not know the time.
Celebrate no hate. All the love is great. Celebrate no hate. All the love is great. You mine, you mine, you mine. Come on and join the car, just because. Celebrate no hate. All the love is great. Celebrate no hate. All the love is great. Celebrate no hate. All the love is great.
Okay, so at the beginning there, you can kind of hear her say, "Stop effing me. I feel like a R word." So I think this is what I have in my mind, that they were doing it. They were in the booth.
And that's what Slade was
doing
saying.
it.
Like they were hooking up while they were recording it.
Yes.
And
They
that's
were
what she
doing it,
says.
And she's like, "Stop effing me. I feel,
Yeah.
like I'm trying to sing, but you're messing with me," kind of
Yeah.
vibe. That's what I'm thinking. And then she starts to sing. And then it's like about a minute in when they mention the like moan singing.
Yeah, you can see where it gets to the moan singing that Heather was kind of like mocking or whatever.
Yeah,
previously.
I think that is the point of where they're talking about like the
like they're
moan
getting
singing.
back into it in the studio while they're recording.
Maybe.
Like
But I think
that's like
exactly what happened. It
Yeah.
says "Stop effing me."
Yeah, I think that's for sure what happens. That's in this guy's studio in his house.
In his house.
You know that's his move with the ladies. Well, he's married now, but he probably did that to his wife. He's probably got a same
his
recording
thing.
just like that for his wife, you know?
Yeah.
But that's like what he would do. Bring girls back. Yeah, let's record you in the studio.
And at the beginning, it also says, "Here, take some more of that poison, like the drink."
Like they're getting lit
Like,
in there.
they're
They're having
drunk.
fun in there,
Yeah.
you know?
So in no way she just was like, "Done recording, going
Like I'm a serious
home."
artist and that's why I was here. Strictly recording business only. I'm a professional. No.
So anyways, for the campaign, someone who was a professional came and voiceovered all of her song
Exactly.
stuff.
He never
so it
planned to
really
use her
was
stuff.
just like the picture of her doing No Hate, but someone else's song.
And there's a picture with both of them doing the no hate and they're basically groping each other. You know, like
Yeah. So
it all
I
seems
definitely
true.
think that they
Yeah.
hooked up. So this was, like we said before, while she was married to Simon, but they were separated. And she was talking to Eddie at this time. She also was possibly trying to hook up with
battling
Ryan,
with Jen for Ryan,
which is Jen's man, and now with Jeff Timmons. So she was a busy woman.
She was very busy.
Yeah, but it's TV gold right here. I love it. I've had to listen to it many times.
It gets stuck in your head.
They're filming and editing, and it does get stuck in your head. I will find myself like singing it around the house. I'm like, what's going on?
It's funny.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for joining us for our recap today.